Good morning traders, welcome to my morning forecast on the 25th of July. As always, we'll look at key areas of market structure and high probability areas of interest. So if we get straight in on the EURUSD, we can see that the swing structure is bullish, the internal structure is bullish. We have had this mitigation of the weekly supply and that caused us to have this pullback. And then after this pullback, we have mitigated this daily demand. And now we're starting to see the return. If we look on the 4 hour, we can see that the swing structure is bullish and the internal structure is bullish. So yeah, again, we can clearly see that we've come up to this area, had this pullback, and now looks like the pullback is over. So yeah, the internal structure is bullish. We have been respecting supply on the way up, but now had a bit of a sideways movement yesterday, which is fine. Came into this area of demand and now using it as a reaction point. So from here, we don't have any unmitigated demand in here. So this could end up failing and we could end up getting another run down, or we can find some support and head up. So if we look on the 1 hour, you can see that the swing structure is bullish. And yeah, yesterday we tried to break above this high, but we couldn't close above it. And we got turned around again in this 4 hour demand. So had some very large wicky candles, a lot of momentum into here, and then we get turned around. So this was our higher low that we were building. So if this candle was to close above here, then this would be our internal low. But we couldn't close above, so that might indicate that this low is that does indicate that this is a weak low, and we're likely to come below this low. If we do come below this low, then we don't have any more unmitigated demand in here. So if we close below this low, then it's likely that we'll run below this 4 hour internal low as well, or the 1 hour swing low. If we do come past this 1 hour low, then we do have this 1 hour unmitigated demand below here, which we could easily come into and use that as the reason why we're going to end up breaking these highs. We would be switching the 1 hour swing structure bearish. So if we did see that, we would want to see an internal shift, at least an internal shift bullish before looking for any trades. Also think from here, if we are to get a strong reaction to the upside, then we can look to follow the order flow, because if we break into this demand again, we're likely to push through it because all of these orders have been used up. So if we do get a strong shift, then we can probably look to get involved as we pull back into any fresh demand and look for longs. If we look at the pound dollar on the daily, we can see that the swing structure is bullish, but we've mitigated, we've popped below this low, we wicked below it, and then we've used that sweep of the low as the fuel to move higher. We've now come into this area of demand, and we have had a reaction from here, but I'm not expecting this to hold too much weight, to be honest. So if we look on the 4 hour, so yeah, now we've come into a 4 hour. We are seeing that the internal structure on the 4 hour is bullish, and the supply has been holding. Obviously, we've got one hold here. Need to see if this one holds. But if we get a bullish reaction from here, then we can definitely look to the lower time frame and look for a trades. If we break below this low, then if we break below this low, then we might end up then this daily demand might have held more weight, and then we can look to follow the order flow down. If we come onto the 1 hour, we can see that the swing structure is bullish, the internal structure is bearish, and we have come to this 1 hour demand inside this 4 hour demand, and we are starting to see a reaction from here. So if this reaction is going to hold and we can break above this high here, this internal high, then we can break above that high, then the internal structure will flip bullish, and then we can look to get in trades in line with the swing structure, in line with the internal structure. So yeah, this will be our ideal trade point if this happens.